We'll begin with arithmetic, covering all type of mixed questions, and slowly cover the rest of the quant step by step. So buckle up, let's crack CAT together. Hello and welcome back. This question is based on averages. It's a CAT 2001 question. Let's read the question and understand the concept behind it. A set of consecutive positive integers beginning with 1 is written on the blackboard. A student came along and erased one of the number. The average of the remaining numbers is 35 7 by 17. What was the number erased? Let's understand the concept behind this question and then we'll solve this one. I'm just taking three numbers 7, 10 and 13. If I have to calculate the average is calculated by taking the sum of all the three and dividing by the quantity, which is 3. If I calculate this thing, it would be 10. One thing you can look in this particular three numbers, it is they are in AP. They are in arithmetic progression, that means the middle term is the average. So I can just say 10 is the average for this particular question. What was the understanding part? Let's suppose I have removed 13. I just have two numbers. What would be the average in this particular case? It is 7 plus 10 divided by 2. It is 17 by 2, which is 8.5. What was the learning in these two cases? If you are removing a number and that number is 13 in this particular case, your average drops down. Average falls. Why is the average falling? Because a bigger number, 13 is a bigger number than the average. 13 is a bigger number than 10. And because you are removing 13, so average will drop down. Vice versa effect will be on the case if you are removing 7. Let's suppose you have removed 7. The average of these two numbers would be something this. This is 23 by 2, which is 11.5. Now, what you have done, you have removed a number which was less than the average. 7 is less than 10 and you have removed 7. So average will increase. So in the first and the last case, average increases. What was the understanding part? If somebody is leaving a group, if a number is leaving, if somebody is leaving and average falls, so this is only possible when the value, whatever the value is leaving that particular group, the value of that number must be greater than the average. And if average increase, then that value will be less than the average. So this is the understanding part from these two examples. Now let's just solve the question. We are given set of consecutive integers written from 1. So let's just write the sequence. It was something 1, 2, 3. It is going till n. The average of these numbers will be 1 plus last divided by 2. That's how you find the average for an arithmetic progression, by looking at the first and the last number. According to the question, the new average is given to me as 35 7 by 17. Now, what is the catch in this particular type of question? There is an assumption. Assumption is like this. The new average is something 35 7 by 17, which I can say it is near to 35. So if the new average is near to 35, the old average or the previous average must be near to 35. So it can be either 35 or it can be either 36. Why I have said this thing is, like, if you are removing a number, the average will not fall drastically, it will fall gradually. So if the new average is near to 35, the old average must be 35 or 36, near to the same 35. Okay, it can't be 34, it can't be 37, it can't be beyond 35 and 36. So this is the assumption that we have, or I have made. Let's take a case number 1. If the old average was 36. So if the old average was 36, my average was 1 plus n divided by 2, which is 36, which will give me n value equals to 71. N equals to 71. So means there are numbers written like this: 1, 2, till 71. Okay, the average of these numbers is 36 as we have assumed. Okay, now one of the number is removed in between or from 1 to 71, some number is removed. So value of that number must be what? Let's understand this thing. The average was 36 and it become 35 7 by 17 as per according to the question. If you can see, the average was 36, it becomes 35 point something. It means it dropped down. The average dropped down. The average dropped down by how much? It was 36. It becomes 35 7 by 17. So this is a smaller number for me. How much do I have to add in 35 7 by 17 to make it 36? So I have to add 10 by 17. If I just add these two values, they will add up to 36. Correct? So this is, I can say that the average dropped down by 10 by 17. Now average dropped down. If a number is removed, average dropped down. What we have learned? We remember this thing that if average dropped down, the value of that number must be greater than the average. It is 10 by 17, and for like 36 was the average. 36 times 1 I should have written because it was the average, and this is the quantity 1. So that's my total sum. 10 by 17 is the change in average for how many quantities? For 70 quantities. If I just look at this expression, I can say these 17 is not cancelling either 70 or 10, means this case is eliminated because it is not giving me any natural number. If it has given me, then that would be the answer, but it was not in this particular case. So let's just go to the second case. Case number 2. Let's suppose the average was 35. Now if the average was 35, this was my average, n equals to 69. It means the sequence is something like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3 till 69. And the average was 35 that we have calculated. What was the understanding here? The average was 35, it becomes 35 7 by 17. I can clearly see that the average is increased now. So average is increased by 7 by 17. Average is increased by this much number. So what was the value of that number which was erased? Now average was 35, it was 35 and it become 35 7 by 17. It increases. The average increases means the value is less than the average. So 35 less how much? 7 by 17. For how many numbers? 68 numbers are remaining. If I just calculate, I can say 17 is going to erase or going to divide this 68, and it will be left over of 4. 35 minus 28 is 7. So that value equals to 7. And that's my answer for this particular question. I hope the concept is clear how to solve such type of question. Any doubt, comment me. Any feedback, I'm open. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye bye.